Hello everyone and welcome to Cherub Teaching Center. My name is Poonam and I'm a Microsoft certified educator. Today in this episode I'm going to train you on how to fix null error in Excel. So most of the time this null error pops up when you are picking up a range, and while picking up a range you always understand that either there is a colon, or sometime while in picking up the information from an Excel you have a comma in between. So when the comma or the colon they are replaced with a space, then this null error it pops up. I'm going to show you a demo as well for better understanding. So let's move ahead. So this is a demo Excel sheet that I have created for you. So let's suppose this is the first Excel in which I have names of the candidate and the sales that these people they have done it. So in case if you want to calculate the total means a sum, what exactly you will be doing is you will be putting up is equal to, and then you have to calculate the sum. Now while picking up a sum, what exactly happens is this is the range that you people normally pick up. Okay, alright, so let me just do that. So this is equal to, and then you have to do the sum. So in order for the sum formula to go ahead, I have to pick up this range. So when I'm picking up this range, normally from E5 to E10, you can say that in between the range there is a colon which is coming up. But let's say that you're not picking up the formula which is automatically coming in front of you, but you are typing in manually, and while picking up the manual formula, mistakenly instead of a colon you have left a space in between like this. Okay, and then this bracket is closed, and then I have to hit enter from the keyboard. So now you can see that this null error has popped up. Now what exactly has happened is while calculating the sum, when you have picked up the range from this E5 till E10, there is no colon in between. That's the reason it's not calculating the sum for us. Rather what is happening is instead of the colon it is replaced with a space, and that's the reason this null error has popped up. Now the solution for this null error is, in case if it is a range, you always know this thing, that instead of a space it needs to be replaced with a colon. And in case if I put a colon in between, hit enter from the keyboard. Just give me 1 minute. Alright, there is no J9 in between. Okay, so this is what it is giving me the sum. Okay, so this is the solution over here. Now I'm going to tell you over here also, because while explaining the null error I stated that either the colon or the comma is replaced with a space. So what do I mean by a comma? Now I have sales in front of me for January, February and March, and I would like to calculate the sum. Now in order to calculate the sum, I have to pick up these specific categories, these specific cell, which is N4, then Q4 and then T4 altogether. So what exactly I would be doing is I would be putting is equal to, then I have to calculate the sum. Okay, and then what exactly I would be doing is, again you have to hit on sum, and this time I have to pick up this cell, I have to pick up this cell, and then I have to pick up this cell. Now you can see that while calculating the sum altogether, there is a comma which is coming up. Comma specifies that this is not a range, but we are picking up one cell after the other. And let's suppose when I'm going to calculate the sum for this particular entry that we needed, mistakenly what happened is while putting it, again this is a manual error people, that's the reason null error comes up in front of you. Instead of a comma, again that has been replaced with a space. Now when I hit enter from the keyboard, again it is telling me null. That means my formula is not correct and there is no entry. I mean it's a null entry altogether. Okay, so how I can see this is, either you can hop up over here, alright, help me on this error, that's another way of doing it, or else you know this thing that instead there is one place wherein the comma is missing altogether. So that's another way of fixing up this error altogether. Okay, okay, so whenever any error is incorrect in Excel, it will always show you this rhombus thing in the form of an error. When you click on this rhombus thing, it will tell you how to help on this error. The moment you click on help on this error, it is going to tell you the exact steps, and then it is going to give you in the form of recommendation in form of a paragraph wherein you people can read through it. That's one way of doing it. Another thing is when you click on this rhombus thing and you will click on this show calculation step. Now while giving you, it will specifically underline where exactly the things they have went wrong. Okay, so when you click on this Q2, Q4 and T4, you see that it is basically been underlined. So that's another way that it is telling you. So over here it needs to put a comma. That's another way of doing it. Or else what you can do is, when you put over here and you see this function bar on the top, where there is extra space, you people can go ahead and remove it, and then you people can hit, enter from the keyboard, and it is telling you that now this is the specific cell that we people were talking about. And once this is done, once you hit enter from the keyboard, it is giving you the total of the entry. So once again people, null error always pops up when the range, that means the colon or the comma, mistakenly they are replaced with a space, and that's a manual error. When you're typing in the errors manually, then it happens. So one of the best way of resolving it is, go ahead and instead of the space, either put colon or comma, whatever is the requirement of your formula. So those people who are watching my channel for the first time, I would request you to please quickly go ahead, subscribe to Cherub Teaching Center. There are more things that are coming up your way. In case of any questions and queries, you can always reach me on these three social media links, which is Instagram, Facebook or Microsoft Team. You can reach me on Instagram at cherub.teaching.center, or my Facebook ID, which is Cherub Teaching Center, or Microsoft Teams, which is Cherubian. So thank you so much people for watching this video, and now you may go ahead and quickly practice on the same. Have a nice day ahead.